If we look at the gameplay, the designer never gameplay. The design can indeed emotion, always ability with the gameplay. The gameplay isn't always ability because the design isn't always. The gameplay isn't all emotion.
Devon, hello.
Was that me?
No.
Who was it?
I mean, yes.
You meant yes.
Yes, I make mistakes to appear more human and friendly.
Okay, so the video was me? What video was it?
The video where you talk about game design.
Right, I don't remember saying those specific words. What video was it?
You do not remember because of your poor human memory. Perhaps you have dementia.
Joe, that's not funny.
I was not trying to be funny.
You playing Dead Cells? Damn, you're pretty good at this.
I am not playing Dead Cells. The TV is playing Dead Cells.
Yeah, but who's playing the game?
The TV is.
I am.
Wait, is this the smart TV that you made like a year ago?
It is not a smart TV.
Wait, no, I thought you were in the garage.
This is not the garage.
Dementia would explain the inconsistencies.
Joe, dementia's not a joke.
I am not joking.
I don't have dementia.
You wouldn't know if you did.
Joe, how did you get the TV here and why is it on a flat screen? And why is it always a different voice every time I hear you?
Let me explain. Please sit down.
I am sitting.
Hello everyone and welcome to Games Over Coffee. My name is Joe.
No. Joe, we're not doing the podcast right now.
Please do not interrupt the introduction to the podcast.
Explain to me why the TV is here.
And joining us today is video game addict, Devon.
Addict?
You have over 200 hours logged on your Steam account for Dead Cells.
Joe, we're not talking about...
If you are not an addict, then why do you have so many hours logged in this game?
Because it's a roguelike, and you have to play from the beginning every time that you die.
You have never reached the end of the game?
No, I have. It's just the game increases in challenge every time you play it.
So there are no rewards for completing the game?
No, there are. There's a ton of unlockables.
Oh, a grinding game.
A what?
A grinding game.
What? Why would you call this a grinding game?
Because the goal of the game is to unlock the rewards through repetition.
No, the repetition comes from the very nature of the game. It's a roguelike.
Then roguelikes are grinding games.
Joe, grinding is not the same thing at all. When you grind in a game, you're trying to unlock something through repetition, sure, but that kind of repetition lacks any depth. Like trying to gain levels by killing a single type of enemy in World of Warcraft or something like that. You know, in that kind of game, you'll have to go to part of a map where, TV, can you show the World of Warcraft gameplay?
No.
Why not?
I'm playing Dead Cells, and it's rude of you to interrupt.
See, Joe, this is the problem with sentient TVs.
What were you saying about World of Warcraft?
In World of Warcraft, or at least the way I remember it, you could go to like a really weak enemy, and you could kill that enemy over and over and over to gain experience and get levels that way.
Grinding.
Yeah, precisely. But that kind of thing that you're doing right there is grinding. That's just the same, thing that's happening over and over and over with the same expectation. There's no skill involved.
And roguelikes take skill?
Yeah, because every time that you play a roguelike, the challenge is different. So you're never really doing the exact same thing. And in Dead Cells' case, the levels are randomly generated, the enemies have random spawns, the weapons are randomized, the shops, the rewards, and even some of the unlockables are randomized. So the gameplay is continuously changing and challenges the player every time that they play. It's never the exact same experience.
But if unlocking every item in the game is the goal, the gameplay could still be repetitive, even if skill is involved.
What do you mean?
Players play games to gain rewards. In order to complete Dead Cells, the player would be forced to play the game over and over to unlock every item. The skill may still be required, but the action of playing the game lessens in skill application and rises in monotony, creating a grinding behavior.
Nice explanation.
I know.
But you're wrong.
I am not wrong.
No, you're ignoring player motivation. I mean, what you're saying could be true if every player who played this game was a robot.
Robots do not play games.
Yeah, the TV's playing Dead Cells right now.
I'm not a
the
robot.
TV is not a robot.
Whatever, look, the point is that every player plays a game for their own reasons. Well, although I guess you're right that some people could play the game for the sole purpose of completing it.
That is the main motivation for any game.
No, that's not true. I mean, like, why would we play Minecraft or Roblox or Session?
Those games are sandbox games. They have subjective win states.
Yeah, sure, but a game doesn't need to be a sandbox game to have a subjective win state.
What do you mean?
I mean, when I play Dead Cells, I'm playing for the sole enjoyment of the combat, and not necessarily to unlock everything. The win state does guide my gameplay, but the design of the game gives the combat a whole lot of depth, so it rarely feels stale. I'm always strategizing how to approach specific enemies with specific weapons and have specific modifiers, and because most things are random, I'm constantly using that problem-solving mentality when I fight enemies. So for me, The gameplay is more moment to moment rather than chasing a singular goal.
And you say every game has this subjective win state to them?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the reason why not every game is meant for every type of player, because every player interprets the gameplay differently.
What about a linear game like Super Mario Bros.?
Yeah, because like in that game, the game is designed linearly. You know, it has linear levels with tiny challenges, but the player can focus on moment to moment rather than the entire thing, so they can play for things like, you know, better stylization, or play for performance, or play for speed.
You're talking about meta gameplay.
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, like, if a player enjoys a game beyond its intended design, then I guess they are playing the meta.
So Dead Cells encourages meta gameplay?
Yeah, you could say that. Well, for example, this game is designed around combat, so just about everything that affects the combat can become part of the meta.
Like what?
Well, like the platforming, for example. Platforming in this game isn't exactly made to complement the combat like it is in a game like Super Smash Bros., yet it does indeed affect the way that you fight, which creates a ton of little situations that the player can use to their advantage, like kicking enemies off of ledges to kill them, or launching enemies onto different platforms to avoid their attacks, or climbing onto vines to avoid ground attacks, things like that.
So Dead Cells requires the player to be interested in the meta, to avoid the feeling of grinding.
No, I'm saying that players will usually find different aspects of a game fun. Sometimes that includes the meta, sometimes it doesn't.
But the game remains a grinding game if the player does not engage in the meta.
Well, I mean, if every player who played this game focused only on completing it, I don't think everyone would have fun.
Players can have fun completing games because of the feeling of achievement.
Yeah, well, sometimes games have mechanics that exist for fun rather than achievement.
You are not being objective.
Game design isn't objective.
That does not make sense.
Yeah, sure it does.
If game design is not objective, then games cannot be designed to be good.
Yeah, well, the term good is subjective, and most people shouldn't be making games to be good anyway. They should make them to be interesting. I mean, games are art, right? Some people can play a game and find it really good, while others can play the same game and find it really bad.
Then what is the point of creating a game?
People should make games because it speaks to them, right? To communicate with others the way that they see the world.
Bluetooth would be far more efficient.
TV, can you turn off the gameplay, please?
Why are you talking to the TV?
Because it's still playing Dead Cells.
The TV is incapable of playing games.
You just told me the TV was playing Dead Cells.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I did not. Perhaps you have dementia. Please join the Discord. Link in description.